Hey everyone, welcome back to the Craig and Dave channel with me, David Morgan. Today, we've got a juicy topic that's going to get some eyebrows raising and maybe a few mice pointers jiggling. Yes, we're diving into the world of mouse jiggling. And no, that's not a new dance craze on TikTok, though it might be just as ridiculous. Let's get into it. First off, let's clarify what mouse jiggling actually is. Imagine this. You're working from home. You're in the zone, and then you need to step away for a moment. But you don't want your boss thinking you've disappeared. Enter the mouse jiggler. It's a nifty little gadget or piece of software that simulates mouse movements, keeping your computer awake and giving the impression that you're still hard at work even if you're sat on the loo. Sounds like something out of a spy movie, right? Nan! I said mouse jiggling, not juggling! On one end, we have hardware devices. These are USB gadgets that you plug into your computer. They make tiny movements, enough to keep the system from going to sleep. On the software side, there are software applications that move your cursor around subtly. It's all very James Bond, except instead of saving the world, you're saving your job. Well, maybe. Now, why do workers even need to resort to such tricks? The answer lies in the pressures of remote work. Since the pandemic, many companies have adopted remote or hybrid work models, and whilst this has its perks, it also comes with an increased level of oversight. Employers have started using sophisticated monitoring tools to keep tabs on their employees. These tools track keystrokes, monitor eye movements, take random screenshots, and log the websites you visit. Basically, Big Brother's not just watching you, he's got a detailed log of your every move. Now, let's be honest, nobody likes to feel spied on, but for remote workers, it has become a daily reality. Imagine knowing that every key you press and every link you click is being watched. It's no wonder that some folks are looking for ways to keep their sanity and privacy intact. So the mouse jiggler, our unlikely hero in the fight against surveillance overkill, is an important tool. Speaking of surveillance, let's talk ethics. Is this level of monitoring really necessary? On one hand, companies argue it's about ensuring productivity and security. On the other hand, employees see it as a massive invasion of privacy. Well, where do we draw the line between legitimate oversight and outright spying? It's a tricky balance. Here's a thought though. Why is it acceptable for office workers to grab a coffee or a chat with a colleague, but remote workers are expected to be glued to their screens 24/7? It's a bit of a double standard that needs addressing. Breaks are a natural part of any workday. Heck, it's a natural part of your school day. They help us keep productive and sane, and yet the stigma around remote work means that these breaks are often viewed with suspicion. Let's dive into the case that's got everyone talking. Wells Fargo, the US banking giant, sacked several employees for faking keyboard activity to appear busy. How was this discovered? Well, we don't know the specifics yet, but it's clear that mouse jigglers were part of the story. Wells Fargo didn't take it lightly. Employees were either fired or resigned after being confronted with allegations of simulating active work. Now let's talk tech for a moment. While employers are beefing up their surveillance tools, technology is also evolving to help employees evade this scrutiny. Mouse jigglers are just one example. They're cheap, widely available, and apparently selling like hotcakes on Amazon. For less than £10, you can keep your computer looking busy all day long. It's a fascinating arms race between employers and employees, each trying to outsmart the other. Now let's consider the human impact. What happens when employees are caught using these evasive tactics? Well, at Wells Fargo, more than a dozen people were affected. Some were fired, others resigned, and many of them have been with the company for less than 5 years. It's a harsh reminder that actions have consequences, especially when you're trying to outwit a system designed to catch you. But there's a bigger picture here. The rise of remote work has changed the landscape of employment. It's popular for many reasons: flexibility, reduced commuting, and a better work-life balance. Yet, the pushback from some industries highlights the tension between maintaining productivity and respecting employee autonomy. Is remote work surveillance good or bad? Let's weigh the pros and cons. On the plus side, it ensures accountability and can protect company assets. But the downsides are significant. Invasion of privacy, increased stress, and the potential for misuse of surveillance data are serious concerns. It's a complex issue with no easy answer. To summarize, mouse jigglers are used by remote workers to simulate activity and avoid strict surveillance tools that monitor keystrokes, eye movements, and website visits. The ethical dilemmas arise between ensuring productivity and invading employees' privacy, with remote workers facing higher scrutiny compared to their in-office counterparts. The case of Wells Fargo sacking employees for faking activity highlights the growing tension and consequences of remote work surveillance. A balanced approach is needed, where companies can ensure productivity without infringing on privacy, fostering mutual trust and respect between employers and employees. So, what do you think? Is mouse jiggling a clever hack or the sign of a broken system? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more tech and education insights. Until next time, keep your mice jiggling, but maybe not too much.